For monsters? John asked in disbelief. And 3 of them will be ours? Weiss asked. Pretty much. Katana explained. So, what exactly do we have to learn from this in particular? Crow asked. She said it was some form of term or title for the monsters. What could it be in that case? Winter questioned. Perhaps we should simply watch and find out? Glinda questioned. Everyone agreed and sat in their proper places. Everything began with a jingle that reminded some of an opening from a sitcom. Welcome to the show. Starring Gammoth. Rage declared as a clip from Ice Age was shown with Manny the Mammoth looking back and speaking to someone, but there was no volume. Mizutsune. The narrator announced again, a clip of a woman in a bubble bath with a pink filter on coming next. Glavenus. The third monster was introduced with the clip of a T-Rex roaring, its tail edited to be on fire. And Astalos. Came the introduction for the final monster as the image of a butterfly with beautiful see-through wings was shown, green electricity sparking off it. The Fated Four. Rage announced the title of the show to the sound of a laugh track as a number of vehicles similar to hot air balloons flew all around the jagged peaks of a snowy mountain. Everyone was shocked and dumbfounded at what they had just heard and witnessed, only one singular thought coming to mind. What? They all shouted at once. Yeah, that has easily got to be the corniest intro to one of his videos ever. Katana admitted. Okay, whatever these monsters are and important knowledge we have to learn from this specific video, I think we can skip. I don't see a need to sit through this. Weiss said. Oh, come on, Weiss. Give it a chance. RWBY encouraged her. Yeah. Your monster is up first, anyway. Katana told her. Weiss tried to stay resilient, but she couldn't deny she was curious as to what Katana had in store for her. Oh, fine. She huffed, crossing her arms and pouting. Okay, look, I'm not sure if that was just bad or bad good, but either way, thank you for not closing the video. So, veterans who know these monsters, how well did I come on? It's pretty close. And for everyone that doesn't know who these are, what's your best guess, based on how I represented them? I would love to know if I'm right. Rage said. Honestly, I'm not sure what anyone could have possibly pieced from that. Ironwood said. A mammoth, a woman in a bathtub, a T-Rex with its tail on fire, and a butterfly covered in electricity. We've learned that some monsters are capable of controlling the elements because of Kirin. Mammoths live in cold temperatures, so he could have been suggesting ice. The woman was in a bath, which would imply water, then the fire and electricity would be self-explanatory. Ren deduced. Well done, Ren. Pyrrha praised him with a nod of her head. That's Beacon's resident detective for you. Nora said, hugging him. If only the men on my side were that smart. Cinder said. Welcome, then, to my next monster talk. The Fated Four. Intrinsically linked, but could not be more different. Each beautiful, majestic, powerful and terrifying in their own right. A quad flagship that led a generation, and each one of them is incredible. Rage said as the group of one particular airship was shown preparing and getting all their things ready to move for when they land, which apparently would be soon. Everyone got a bit of a chill from the way the four were described. Wow, they all sound pretty intense and important. Yang said. But what's a flagship? Neo asked. Well, each generation tends to use a monster as inspiration for their flags. The fourth generation of hunters saw these four, though, and couldn't decide on one to use, so they were all used. And that's why they're the fated four. Katana explained. It seems strange to model your flag after monsters you hunt, but I can see how that could be inspiring. The story behind it certainly is. Winter admitted. Let's begin with Gammoth. Who, essentially, she's a giant woolly mammoth that already kind of tells you what you need to know, but she leads her herd as a true matriarch. Rage explained as a group of small baboon-like creatures ran for shelter into what seemed to be a cave, before a trunk was seen and the cave began moving, before bursting open to reveal it had been the massive mammoth in question, having rested enough for snow to build around her enough to turn her into somewhat of a cave. The baboons ran for their life as the Gammoth shrugged off the snow, then raised onto her hind legs in an attempt to crush them, accompanied by epic music. Whoa! Weiss gets that thing. No fair. I want a giant mammoth. RWBY pouted. It may even be bigger than the Megalias in Atlas. Ironwood said, shocked. Why am I being given such a brutish beast? Why can't I receive a more elegant and refined creature like Glacis? Weiss questioned. Oh, come on, Weiss. Why wouldn't you want that thing? It's so cool. Yang said, before looking around, her hands raised in defense. And I didn't even mean that as a pun. She declared. Well, Weiss, you're a very skilled and very fast fighter, but you can't deny, you lack the physical strength of your teammates and you may be the weakest in terms of durability. You're a great DPS, but you do not take hits well. Katana explained, showing a quick montage of Weiss fights, which she indeed seemed to lose after taking less than 5 hits at any time. So, what better to pair you up with a massive beast like Gammoth to tank hits for you and hit back just as hard as you maneuver around faster than your enemies can comprehend and take out the bad guys. And besides, all of your summons will be giant tanks, too. She told the heiress. With all that logic, I find it hard to disagree, Weiss. Gammoth does seem like the best choice for you. Glinda told her student. And if that's Gammoth theme music, that's one more plus. Crow said. I suppose. Weiss resigned, sitting down. Now fantastic theme music aside, Gammoth, as the Papadrome does, of course, allow the smaller yet similar herbivores to travel in her herd. They use it as protection and mingle in with young Gammoth. Rage explained as a small herd of Popo were seen walking along a mountain top. Gammoth, then, is incredibly territorial. Aggressively so, despite being a herbivore, rooting for what vegetation she can find in the frigid tundra she calls home. Seriously, you don't want to spend any length of time in her territory. I mean, it's freezing, you'd have to wear a jacket. You know, there's many challenges you'll face, such as getting fucking murdered by a mammoth. Rage explained as a hunter with a fire lance and shield faced off against the titanic beast. Oh, yeah.